The trial and the execution of Jesus Christ, very, very important for us to read. It will give you clarity on the journey that you're on, seeing the details that were in the accounts in the Gospels regarding that. The fact that Jesus was found no fault, no blemish, no error, and yet still executed by the civil system is very, very important, because he took on the debt, basically, of all the sin, all the error, especially these nations, and all the people that were promised to be blessed through the seed of Abraham, which led to Jesus Christ as the king. So when they executed him, even though he was of a de jure, the highest power of authority as a king, the accusation against him was that he was doing this on a de facto or on a legal manner to be a physical king that was going to try to overthrow the Romans at that time, which he had already stated that his kingdom was not of the world, of the material world. And so therefore they crossed the line on him, and in fact it was important that they had written this title, and it was Pontius's authority that did that as the governor, because they brought him into that legal system even though he wasn't, which them crossing that line, they entered him into a situation as a king, even in legal authority, therefore would have the same power as any other nation over their seals, because they did seal his execution in this based on their own consent and actions to do that, even though they know it violated their own civil laws, how they charged him and killed him. So very important scripture that we're going to go to, because the word sin and the word debt are synonymous words. So when we see the word sin, it's a penalty for violating the law. And Jesus, of course, not having been guilty of sin, was executed for sin and debt. And this is the important message that I hope I'm making clear. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians 5, verse 21. And it says, "For he, which is God, hath made him, which is Christ, to be sin," which is debt, "for us, who knew no sin," which is debt, "that we might be made the righteousness of God in him." So we have him as a king and a sovereignty that was acknowledged by the civil system that we are surrounded with today, because to believe that you're not moving around civil instruments would be denying the reality of what you have in your wallet or in your possession right now. So you are in a civil registration system, and this historic act that happened on your behalf strictly is an act of grace that you didn't have to pay for. You can't earn it. He stepped up for you, unlike the lawyers who will never stand up and take the hit when it comes down to representing you. Jesus took the debt that he did not have and sacrificed him for that, so that you would have a sovereignty and a jurisdiction and something that's private that does not belong to the state. And at the same time, the state is still required to look after their own jurisdiction, with you not interfering anymore from private into public. So hope that this video has brought you a little further in the journey, and we'll do our best in the future videos to clarify even further.